I got some information on Friday after the show, and I thought about it all weekend, and I knew immediately, as soon as I put this information out there, it's going to be denied by the Redskins. It has to be. There's no way. It's not a good look for them, and it'll be denied by Jay, okay?
But we know it's true.
I know it's true. I know it to be true. We don't put false information out there. Yep. Rarely do we break news, and this is not really breaking news by any stretch, but it's just insight into what's going on over at Redskins Park. And again, I preface it by saying they will deny this, but I promise you it's true. And when Jay is at his next job and he lets his guard down, he'll tell you this is true.
They will probably deny it today because it'll get back to him
today. If it comes up, he'll deny it. Yeah. Okay, but it's further evidence also that Jay's on the way out, barring a miracle. I'm told he's not being consulted on any of these moves as of Friday. Now maybe that changed over the weekend, but I'm told he heard about the Landon Collins signing through the media. A guy in the media texted him.
Right.
He's super frustrated. Bruce is calling all the shots. They're not consulting Jay at all. As of Friday, Jay was like, we have so many needs. We need linebackers. We need outside receivers. We have all these things. And they had basically signed a backup quarterback and Landon Collins. That's about what they had done so far in free agency.
How many GMs won't even tell the coach about the biggest free agent signing, the biggest splash? Who doesn't tell the coach?
You think the coach would be looped in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, I'm telling you.
It's one thing not to get his approval. Okay, if you don't want his approval, all right, that's whatever. We knew that about that relationship. But you at least got to tell him.
Right. I'm telling you they'll all deny it. And yes. I'm just telling you up front because the kind of information, it's not a good look for them. And you have to remember, that's North Korea over there. So it doesn't really matter what they say. I'm telling you this is true. Mm-hmm. I know this to be true. That Jay's super frustrated. Mm-hmm. The quote I heard was he wants to jump off a bridge.
That's nice.
Okay? Because he's not being consulted. They have a ton of needs. And it's
don't know. I'll tell you
it's
what.
just Bruce out there just doing whatever he wants.
This guy's making $5 million a year. I don't know why he'd want to jump off a bridge.
Well, you want to win. He's a competitor.
Very low bridge. Maybe he just wants out.
A 2-foot bridge.
Maybe he's just ready to play out the string. Get this season behind him. He knows that he'll be in demand at minimum as an OC somewhere else. Maybe he just wants to be free and clear of the Skins.
No, I think he'd like to win. My guess is he wants to win, Case.
Yeah, but he knows it's borderline impossible.
He knows
to win
they're not
here.
going to.
He probably knows they're not going to.
Maybe he needs to change the scenery.
But nobody wants to give up. When you're in charge, essentially, or in theory, and you're the head guy, you don't want to just bail to be an OC somewhere. You'd like to.
No, he's a competitor.
Yeah,
but I guarantee he doesn't want to work for those guys anymore.
Yeah, maybe he's just tired of working here. But sometimes you get tired of working the same spot.
I mean, talk about lack of respect.
I'm sure he hates it.
No, there's no question the communication has improved. But the only thing I'll say is that his job isn't to bring in the players. Should he be consulted? Yes.
He's not even in the room.
His job
that's what I said.
Is not to look at the free agency, to look at the salary cap, to determine. Now, he should be a voice in the room who says, I like this player, I don't like this player. And the thing about the holes is Jay Gruden can't do that much based on what they had to deal with, which is the Alex Smith salary. They decided as an organization to bring in a quarterback. See, my guess is he would probably was looped in on the quarterbacks that are out there, probably got an opinion, but maybe not. And they just are limited. I think the reason why they haven't been able to go out and get a wide receiver is they just don't have the money. And so now they're getting the Dominique Rodgers-Cromarties of the world.
But JP.
And they're going to get Eric Flowers. I didn't even mention.
There's got to be someone who's 23 or 24 who's better than Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. I'm sorry.
You're probably right.
But hold on a second.
They're going cheap again. The Landon Collins signing was a big splash, but they're basically it's another sort of dud cheap offseason.
I'm not saying I'm not saying Jay Gruden has to prove the deal. I guarantee every other NFL coach in the league would be consulted on a big splash like Landon Collins.
Put it this way:
when there's going to be a press conference.
I agree with you. The communication terrible, and they tried to minimize this, but when the combine happened, or maybe it was the Senior Bowl, I've already forgotten which it was. When Jay Gruden didn't come, and the defense was, well, Jay's interviewing coaches.
He wasn't at the
Senior Bowl. He's putting together
He wasn't in
staff.
Mobile.
Yeah, that also may be indicative of the disconnect. Now, they said it was no big deal, and I kind of bought that it's no big deal. He's interviewing, and there's all this person up. But generally, the coaches go.
Yeah, absolutely.
So maybe there is a serious disconnect.
I wanted to ask Eric if he thought Jay has any input on the draft pick. Like, will he be in the room? Will he have
I mean, it's pure speculation.
I know,
I
but
would assume he
I know,
would.
but based off of
What
this,
I'm hearing,
that
he
his
should
word's
have that
going to
input. I mean, I would guess
I'm
you
sure
think Bill
he will,
Belichick
but-
doesn't have input on the draft picks? You think that
Well, he's
successful
different.
coaches don't have some sort of input and aren't in the room?
No, but I think
Kicking
it's
it
different
around?
because he's
different.
the de facto
You're
GM.
talking about a guy who's on one foot out the door. It's just an example of how, and this is what it's not uncommon when a coach is on their way out, when it's just been losing and it's just inevitable. They start to ice you out of things. You don't know what's going on. I guarantee you, when Jay first came in, he was consulted on everything.
right.
But now,
I would
as
agree.
he's on his way out,
He's just neutered when it comes to personnel decisions.
yeah, I mean, they're just doing stuff without his knowledge. Put it this way. I asked, well, what about the Diggs rumors? And they asked Jay, and Jay said he had no idea.
Well, it's
He's just
because
not being consulted.
It's
He's
probably
not being
because
consulted.
Those are bogus rumors. I mean,
Well,
I don't know how they could start. I guess Diggs' brother tweeted something out or Instagrammed something out with a picture of his brother in a Redskins uniform, but according to the Vikings, it's all garbage.
Yeah, but if you're the coach of a team and it's rumored that a top flight
would
wide
know it's
receiver is
garbage.
gonna come,
You would say,
but
you would say it's garbage, not
but
happening.
Social media happens so fast that sometimes moves faster than the teams who are involved with the rumor that's coming out of the clear blue sky.
It's true. All I can tell you is that as of Friday, Jay was extremely frustrated. They only basically had picked up 2 guys. They have a ton of needs. He's not being consulted.
So does
and
that change
Bruce
your
is calling
opinion
all
of the
the
direction
shots.
of the team? If you want
No.
to chime in,
basically what I
800-636-1067, what does that mean to you? Like, to me, it doesn't really mean anything. Okay, it's almost non-news. Like, big deal. Jay Gruden's not that good of a coach, in my opinion. Shouldn't have been extended.
I think it's newsworthy when the coach had to be texted that they
They're
that
just-
they
No, but they're-
signed Landon
It's
Collins.
It's not news that they're a poorly run organization.
right. It's
No, that
it's
part's not news.
reaffirmation of
But
that.
it is surprising that a coach doesn't know about the biggest free agent splash the team makes. That is surprising to
Okay.
me.
And
yes.
he's not being consulted
They also-
on moves, has no idea what they're going to do.
They also had a year ago.
I think it's unusual.
A year ago, Doug Williams went out in front of the media and said, "I didn't even know we were getting Alex Smith."
Yeah.
Right.
It's a rudderless ship.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
It's a mess
It's
over
kind
there.
of standard with the Redskins, but it's not normal.